Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching Lost. This is the 16th episode of the second season. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for free in a link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in and enjoy. So the last two episodes have been very good in my opinion. You know, Henry's been introduced. He's caused a bit of chaos. You know, Saeed was torturing him. He believes it's another. Jack actually, you know, doesn't really believe it and he's not too sure. He believes he's quite convincing, and so does Locke as well. And the interesting thing is, we did see that at the end of last episode, he's already tried to kind of, you know, get inside of Locke's head. He's saying, why'd you let Jack call the shots? You know what I mean? He's saying a few things here and there. Locke was saying we're both equals. He was saying, okay, yeah. You know, I must have misread the situation. I'm sorry. And obviously when Locke's closed the door, he's ended up smashing all of the pots, and obviously he can hear that. The guy's got his ears flapping all over the place. He can hear the conversations through the walls. He's literally listening and trying to drop little hints and little words in here and there to try and get underneath people's skin. I thought he actually was going to do that in the Saeed torture when he found out obviously that he'd lost somebody, just like he lost his wife, when obviously Saeed was getting emotional about Shannon, but then he turned it around, didn't he, and carried on torturing him, which was good from obviously Saeed, who also has explained to obviously Charlie that he believes that everybody's kind of forgot here in camp what the others are capable of and what they've done to them. Now somebody that had forgotten of what they was capable of and what had happened to them was Claire. Now in the first time in a long time we actually got a Claire episode, and basically her baby was sick. You know, Aaron was sick, he was getting a rash. We seen Russo, she come to the island, she was saying it looks like he's infected. Then she started to have these weird flashbacks. She was remembering Ethan, this facility. She started panicking. She was saying, I need to go and find it. I need the medicine. You know, they've got it. And then obviously Kate, Russo and you know, Claire, they went on a mission to find this facility. They actually did. They went in there. We seen it, you know, in flashbacks. It was their little bunker as well, their Dharma one. They've got one themselves. It was full of like cradles and toys, and they had a big operating room. They had lots of medicine. He was injecting her with things. She was drugged, you know what I mean? Ethan was talking about, well, basically, he took Claire on a little walk, and he was saying that, you know, like, we're friends. We really enjoy being here. You know, this is the first time the others have let me out because they'll feel like, you know, you're trying to escape. Claire was proper high on the drugs. And the interesting thing is, the only time that she did escape was actually, it looks like Alex Russo's daughter, you know, ran over. You know, she's basically, what would you call it, like, she's got her own conscience. She knows that everything that's happening is not right. She knew that Claire was possibly going to die and he was going to cut the baby out of her, and basically she ended up drugging her or knocking her out and extracting her from that you know, Dharma facility herself, lay her in the woods. And that's where she encountered Russo the first time, where she scratched her because they was coming through to try and find her with torches. They were shouting her in the trees, and obviously Russo was trying to keep her quiet, you know, hush her up before they got into that encounter. We seen Russo knock her out and then end up taking her back towards the camp and lay her down, and that was how she ended up actually getting back to them in the first place, which is really, really good, because obviously from my point of view, I've always wondered how she actually escaped from them, and it was obviously explained here. Very, very good, and you love to see it. Now also, interesting thing is, Kate did find lots of makeup, lots of costumes, lots of glue and props in the lockers there. So we actually know now that the guy that was speaking to everybody, the one that was with the beard, with the gun, who stole them, actually doesn't look like that. In the backstory of Ethan, we've seen him clean shaven, looks totally different, and obviously they're putting on disguise to everybody on the island to make them obviously think that they're different people. So that's interesting as well. So that's where we currently are. Hopefully you guys enjoyed last episode, and the last couple, to be honest. It's been really, really interesting. Hopefully today's is just as good. If you do enjoy it, please smash a like, it really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into today's episode.
자기야 뭐해? 안 자? 와 근사한데. 됐지? 아까 저 지난 1년 동안 여력에도 아무 소식이 없어서.
나랑 놀아줄 시간도 없으면서 애 욕심은.
다 일 때문에.
일 때문에? 훔친 손으로 집에 들어오는 것은 일이 아니에요.
무지개 한 사람은 당신 아버지야.
Proper flipped from being romantic to serious, didn't it?
손주가 생기면 혹시 알아? 좀 더 안전한 일자리를 주실지.
I do like them too, though. I feel like their story has been really good so far.
얼마나 찾았는데? 여기서 뭐 하고 있는 거야? 놈들한테 당했잖아. 우리 얘기한 거 다 잊어먹었어?
밭에서 일하기 내버려 둬.
이거 그렇게 뭐 하는 거야? 그래.
뭐 하는 거야?
이제 갈까?
I've got to say, I don't like this Jin. this Jin version of him, I know that he's doing it because he really loves Sun and he wants to protect her, but that's what pushed his marriage away the first time. Do you know what I mean? Like, has he not noticed that when he's trying to tell her what to do and how she could dress and where she can go, it doesn't work? Do you know what I'm saying? And like, that's the side of him that I don't like. I mean, ever since they had that argument and he started helping Michael on the raft, I really enjoyed his character and hers as well. They both become kind of like separate but like together, and they both gain personalities, and I really enjoy their story so far. I actually really do like it, but that side of him there, that's the one that I dislike, the when he's trying to overprotect her.
You were running like the devil's chasing you.
You've never said 2 words to me, and now you're sitting outside my tent?
We got a man locked up down in the hatch. I'd like you to talk with him. Seems to me you're the most qualified to figure out if this man's telling the truth.
Does Jack know you're coming to me with this?
We got a serious problem, Ana Lucia. I'm taking the necessary steps to solve it.
Wow, I've seen these first time in ages.
A break here.
Just hush, Bernard, just hush.
Well, you look as pale as a sheet.
Well, give her some water.
Yes, ma'am.
Honey, can you walk?
Really, I'm all right.
You spent a lot of time around the baby. Maybe you caught something. At least talk to Jack.
Really, I'm okay.
Can we drop the baby story at the start because she's pregnant now? Imagine that. That would be kind of good though for Claire. 2 babies, but then they're coming after her, no, won't they?
교통이 많이 막히진 않았죠?
Oh.
맨날 똑같죠 뭐. 많이 바쁘실 텐데 이렇게 시간 내주셔서 고마워요.
Maybe he's helping her get to America.
무슨 고민이 있으세요? 나중이라도 마음이 바뀌시면 뭐 그렇다고 제가 충고할 입장도 아니지만 그래도 선 씨가 영어를 잘하시면 진주 씨가 좋아하실걸요. 그러니까 이렇게 만나는 것이 불편하시면 그만하죠.
Right, at first there, I thought that she might have gone in and she might have been having an affair with him, and I was disappointed. I actually was. You know, I hate that stuff. But I also remembered that he said that he met somebody in the States and he's not told his dad yet, but he's going to move over there and he's going to be with them. And obviously, like remembering her backstory, you know, she was going to fly there as well or trying to get away, and she's been learning English. And I was thinking, all right, maybe, you know, she's going to somebody that she knows, you know what I mean, that could help her. And obviously, he's got money, he's wealthy as well, and he'd be a pretty decent person to go to because he never really truly had an intention of getting with her, did he? He always wanted to be with this girl, this other girl. So I know, we'll see how it plays out.
Morning, Jack. The steam opens up my pores. Our Henry problem. We've had him locked up for 3 days now. I don't think there's anything we can do.
Obviously, you have someone in mind.
What do you think about Ana Lucia? He's the one you went to start an army to fight these people. Unless you're worried about what she'll do to him.
I'll talk to her.
I already did. In there with him now.
So you gonna tell me your story, Henry?
Oh, yeah, and my buddy Saeed. You can see how much he liked my story.
On the other side of the island, there was this guy with us. I was 100% convinced that he wasn't on the plane.
And what happened?
I was wrong, and now he's dead. But good news for you, Henry, I don't make the same mistake twice.
Well, hey there, sunshine.
I heard that you have all the medical supplies.
Tell me what you're looking for, and it's yours, gratis.
I need a pregnancy test.
He's got to give it. If he's got one, he's got to give it. Do you know what I mean? Well, that would be crazy for another person on the island to have a baby.
Why don't you have a beard?
Because I shaved. Because I needed something normal.
So why don't you draw me a map to your balloon? We'll go out there, we'll find it, and everybody will believe you. Do you or do you not know where it is?
I went back there to bury my wife.
Why'd you do that?
Because that balloon was the closest thing we had to home. Doesn't matter what I do. I'm dead already.
You're not if you take him to that balloon.
You draw up that map, Henry. Find your balloon. But if you don't, things are gonna play out just like you said.
안녕하세요, 미스터 권.
예.
아, 선아 씨.
안녕하세요.
말씀드리기가 별로 좋지 않습니다. 초음파 검사 결과 부인의 나팔과는 수술을 하더라도 임신 가능성은 불가능합니다.
결혼하기 전부터 알고 있었어?
중요한 몰랐단 말이야?
이런 사실을 내가 왜 숨기겠어요? 내가 어떻게 당신 같은 잘난 남자를 꼬셨겠어요?
It's a bit of an over-exaggeration, that one, isn't it? I mean, I get it. You know what I mean? If you really want to be a father and you find out you can't, your emotions are going to be all over the place. Well, can you not just extract an egg from her and just place it into a surrogate? It's still their kid. It's literally 100% their DNA. You've got somebody carrying it. Look at Friends, mate. Phoebe give birth to her brother's kids. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just as simple as that. It's still, you know what I mean, their child. It's just that she can't conceive and hold it herself. You know what I mean? There's still other ways around it. to be honest. So I don't know. I mean, I understand being upset, but she just kind of dominated him there. Do you think? Do you think he'd try and trap a fisherman's son? You know what I mean? That was pretty good from a good counter, considering obviously he was trying to like blame her for something.
He told me the same story he told you. I want to give him some time to think. If that's okay with you.
I didn't tell anyone.
No worries, man.
Can I talk to you? Alone?
Whatever you need to say, you can say it here.
About the hatch.
Oh, you mean the guy locked in the closet there?
Is that the location?
It's to his balloon. All I want to know is if this guy's telling the truth.
This is at least a day's walk.
Better get moving, aren't ya?
Appears to be this.
Score one for Henry.
Pointing out the geographical touchstone does not mean he's leading us to a balloon.
You looking at my bum?
No, I'm looking at your gun. Maybe you should give the gun to somebody who knows how to use it.
As I recall, the last time you had a gun, you murdered someone.
Bits aside. Yo, I do like Charlie.
We'll go as far as the base of the cliff and we'll camp there.
Where did Sawyer find one of these anyway? I mean, who flies with a pregnancy test, right? It's time.
Do we want it to say yeah or no? I kind of want it to say yeah.
Pregnant.
Oh, she's having a baby. Yes, get in there, mate.
These tests are pretty accurate. False negative in the first week, maybe. Positive is a positive.
Nobody can know.
You're not going to tell Jin?
In time, I will. It's complicated.
Complicated as Jin being the last one on the island to find out you spoke English? You should tell him. I'm gonna get back to the hatch. Congratulations, son.
Is everything okay?
Everything's fine.
He's kind of freezing her out. You know what I mean?
You were distracted for our entire lesson.
Jin and I went to see a doctor. He said I cannot have children. I was glad.
왜 영어를 배우려는 거죠?
미국에 가려고요.
난 한 여자 때문에 미국으로 도망갔었어요. 그것이 사랑인 줄 알고. 하지만 자기 인생에서 도망갈 수는 없죠.
그 사람이 제 인생의 전부인가요?
I'm not saying you should stay for Jin.
She didn't kiss him. It's leading. It's getting close. Very close.
People don't like me. I've tried to get them to most of my life. I am what I am. You got a good reason to hate me. I'm sorry for what I did.
See, that seems genuine, so I would accept it as well, because I believe she is.
Trying to protect your people. It wasn't you that killed Shannon, it was them. And once we find out he is one of them, then something will have to be done.
It would be an amazing, say, long con. Do you know what I mean? In terms of he is an other, and he's planted this story. They buried one of the dead that they've got. They've got a balloon that they've acquired somehow, and it's in this location. Because to me, personally, if they go there and do find a balloon and do find a grave, I would have to let him out. I would have to believe it. I would have to err on the side that he's telling the truth. You can't look for every excuse in the book to not believe him. And then when you actually, you know, go somewhere that's far away without him there and he's showing signs of life and that he's telling the truth, you have to accept it. Do you know what I mean? You can be wary of him and watching him, but you have to let him out. So, mate, it's going to be interesting to see what they do find.
It's gonna rain.
We should get moving.
This balloon would be rather large, right?
Why am I not surprised?
If I'm gonna back your play on this, we need to be sure.
That is true. You need to scope the area wide.
Divide the area into 3 grids.
Yeah.
교체해놔야 돼.
Oh, no, it's not for fish.
Oyster, pearl.
So, way to go, Papa San. You didn't waste much time.
No.
I'd give you a cigar, Bernie, but I'm fresh out.
Oh, nice to shoot.
Why?
Oh, that's it. Fair play. That's good. Maybe he's trying to get back in the good books because of what he's just heard.
그럴 필요는 없는데.
아니, 내가 그렇게 했잖아.
난 네가 필요해.
네?
난 이런 거는 너무 싫어. 의사소통이 전혀 안 돼. 다 내가 못나서.
나 임신했어요.
임신?
당신한테 할 얘기가 있어요.
잠시만요. 잠깐이면 돼요.
사실은요, 선 씨에게 문제가 있는 게 아니고요.
아니 뭐 때문에 그런?
그땐 제가 어떻게 할 수가 없었어요. 죄송합니다. 부군께서 아버님 밑에서 일하지 않습니까? 그분은 제 병원을 불살라버렸을 겁니다.
왜 이 얘기를 이제 하시는 거죠?
선 씨가 이 사실을 다 아셔야 하니까요.
아니, 만약 내가 나한테 문제가 있다면
She can't have slept with someone on the island. I ain't having it, mate.
살 수 있지?
당신한테 맹세하는데 나한테는 당신뿐이야.
그렇다면 이건 기적이야.
That went well. I'm glad that went well. I am glad that went well.
사람들에게 알려도 돼?
잭하고 케이트는 벌써 알고 있고 아마 소율도 알고 있을 거예요.
때리요.
우리 점심 먹으러 가자.
한 20분만이라도 혼자 있고 싶은데.
바닷가에서 보자.
사랑해.
Wow, she not said it in a long time. That's good.
I love you.
She's smiling. If she had the worried face then, I would have been scared, man. Honestly, I really would have.
So what's the difference between a martyr and a prophet?
Either way, it sounds like you end up dead. In the mood for some breakfast?
Be open. Why is Jack doing it? Oh.
Wow, where'd you guys get cereal?
It's down here all along. Pantry's full of food.
How old is it? You guys don't know much, huh? I mean, I'd be asking all kinds of questions about all this stuff down here.
Well, who are you asking?
I earned myself some goodwill for finally drawing that map for Anna.
Did you? No.
Look, the guy's just dropping shit in all the time. It's actually pecking my head how they can't read it themselves.
Of course, if I was one of them, what would I do? There'd be no balloon. So I'd draw a map to a real secluded place. When your friends got there, a bunch of my people would be waiting for them. I guess it's a good thing I'm not one of them, huh?
Yo, I wouldn't even have him in my camp, me.
You guys got any milk?
Yeah, I can't stress how much this guy absolutely just... Like, if I knew somebody like that in real life, I'd have to disassociate. Like, I would be civil to them. Like, but he's a personality that stress me out. I would have to just, like, not be around them much, you know what I mean? You get those people. Doesn't mean they're not nice people. It just means what they, like, I don't know, they rub off. You can take to people. You know, you meet somebody, you're like, yo, they're cool, mate. I really want to be around them. They're sound. Then you get people like, you know, really hate them. And then you get other people that you're like, oh, they're just annoying. He's an annoying one. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand that. They can't sit there and see that he's trying to manipulate all of them. Every single person that's gone in, that he's had a conversation, he's dropped something in that's got them thinking, got them like pointing the fingers, got them emotionally invested. You know what I mean? He's so cocky. You know what I mean? He's not even scared at all. The fact is, yeah, he was getting beat up by Saeed. Okay, yeah, he was getting beat up. He could show a bit of emotion, a bit of, you know, hurt. But the thing is, the whole time, to me, he's always been in not a position of power. I can't explain it. He's always been in a position where, like, he's not really that arsed. I can't even explain it. Like, he's just dead cocky, dead smug. And, like, I hope he's telling the truth. I hope they walk in there. I hope they get captured. I hope they do trade for them. Because the fact is, yeah, they wasn't the ones that broke the rules. You would have been. There was a line that they drawn in the sand. We don't go to you, you don't come to us, and you broke it. So what I see is you get punished. You know what I'm saying? The fact is, he's saying, yeah, you got all this stuff down here. You don't know this, you don't know that. You should be asking. Who are we asking? We all crashed. We found it. No one here to ask me. Like, literally, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand it if there was more people and people that was already on the island. So if there was others here, you could be like, how have you got this facility? How long have you been here? Do you know what I'm saying? But, like, they've got no one to ask because nobody's there. Desmond's gone. Where's he gone? We don't know. Still asking that question. But like I said, mate, I don't like this Henry, but I don't want him to die. And I want him to be in it as often as possible for the rest of this season. Because, yeah, it's a guessing game right now and I'm invested. I don't know if he is, I don't know if he isn't. So the more, the better for me, even though it's stressful. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't want somebody to come in who's causing this, who's giving the show something to be even more intrigued in and invested in, to be taken away straight away. I need him to be there so I can always tune in and be like, what's going on next? That's currently what he's doing and it's making me enjoy it more, even though he is stressing me out. Okay, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Very interesting stuff that's going on, you know. We've still not had it confirmed if the balloon's there or not, so I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt right now. I've always given the benefit of the doubt, even though I do believe he is an other. And do you know what, right? We need to change the words from another, because it sounds like I'm saying another, as in like another person, but it's an other, you know what I mean? Like, now the interesting thing is, yeah, like I said, they've gone to this location. Right now they can't find the balloon, and now he's sat here being all smug and all cocky, like it's part of his plan altogether, given the map. And if he was one of them, he would have already, you know, known that they would have been coming. He would have strategized it already. People would be waiting for him. They'd be doing an exchange. I'm excited for that. I actually would rather that to be the case. It'd be a good twist. And then I would like him to come here and maybe steal the facility from these. You know what I mean? Like, you've got loads of stuff. Now, he seemed to be interested in what the computer was for. So that means to me that they haven't got one in their areas that they're currently living in. You know what I'm saying? So that's very interesting. I know what you're saying. You know, there's a lot of questions that these guys have and they're not really asking and trying to get answers for. Mate, you got no one to give you the answers for. Of course, they're all well interested. You know, what's happening if we don't press the button? He's going to surely hear that and find that out soon. I mean, I'm surprised that he's not heard that being in there. The fact it goes off every 108 minutes, and it actually goes off, you know. You have to wait until it's hit the 4-minute timer where it starts ticking down for them to press it, you know what I mean? You can't do it early. So he must know that something's happening in there. Yeah, they've got all these facilities and all of this stuff and all of this food. But right now, all they've got is the tape. And currently, they've done well to find a second part of it and join it together so they can get kind of like a full story. Now, there is more Dharma facilities. We've seen it. You know, they had one. Like I said, I'm still not convinced he's part of them. I'm going with he is, but we just have to let it play out, which I do think is interesting. I'm happy for Sun and Jin, if I'm being totally honest. I hope big time that it is Jin's kid. Now, obviously, I've got full faith in Sun. To be honest, I can't really see who she would have slept with on that island. You know what I mean? Like, if you think about it, you've got Jin, you know, Michael, he was on the raft. Sawyer, he was on the raft. You know, who else is she? He's not going to sleep with Charlie. He was chilling with, obviously, Claire. Not going to sleep with Jack. He's kind of got a thing going on with Kate, you know. Who else have we got? Other couples that are kind of going around. Locke, I wouldn't say that. Shannon, you know, she was with obviously Saeed. So I do feel like it's Jin's, but it's an interesting backstory. It really, really was. You know, I thought she was going to tell him actually that, you know, she was considering leaving him, and that's the reason why she learned English, and you know, their marriage was kind of like crumbling. Do you know what I'm saying? And like being here, it's kind of rekindled it, because I actually really enjoy seeing them being in a position of really loving it, being in love, and then obviously that kind of falling apart and breaking away, and then being put into this location and kind of rekindling their romance between themselves again. I enjoy watching that. It's really, really good. Now, an interesting bit of the backstory is obviously the doctor said that she couldn't have the baby first, and then obviously he's gone mad and stormed off and gone crazy, and it's obviously the doctor's come round and told her the truth and said that the reason why she said it was you know, her and not him is because obviously, you know, what would have happened to him? He would have had his office burnt down and all this crazy stuff. So I'm glad that he'd done the right thing, but I'm surprised that she actually told him that. I feel like sometimes information is unneeded, if that makes sense. Like, the fact is, him thinking that she could never have a baby and then she has one is like, oh yeah, you know, it is a miracle. Now, it's a miracle both ways, but the fact that she told him could then put doubt in his mind, and it could have gone badly. Do you know what I mean? He could have said, well, if I can't have kids, how have you got one then? Do you know what I mean? But he didn't actually go that way, which I'm really happy for. He said it's a miracle, which it is. You know, that doctor said it's impossible for them to have a kid, you know, when you're in that procedure. And I was like, how's it impossible? Nothing's impossible. It may seem it, but there's always that 0.000% chance, you know what I mean? 0.1 at the end. And this time it's obviously true. I'm interested to see on the island, you know, you're going to have baby Aaron, you're going to have baby whatever, Sun and Jin. They're obviously going to be really close apart, ain't it, mate? Like 9 months as well. So that'd be good. Also, it's another chance for the others to come and actually like take the baby. You know, they've been trying to take hers, Claire's. Now they're going to have to obviously come after Jin's as well. It's going to be exciting. And again, you know, talking about people being taken, we have seen obviously a lot of Anna Lucia's camp been took. They've got kids gone as well. They've not really gone for them. Walt's been taken, and obviously I think Michael as well. So now obviously we kind of like mentioning others, setting traps, maybe coming doing trades. Maybe we see them now. I think the last few episodes have been really good. I've enjoyed doing it. It's kept me going. I definitely feel like the show needed Henry to be brought in, because again, I'm not sure if he is one or he isn't. I'm on the side that he is. I think it'd be a good twist if he's not, because of how much, I don't know, kind of making me think he is, you know what I mean? That's a good thing. I'm literally sat here right now doing this thinking, is he or isn't it? And I cannot even set my mind up. So I can't wait for that to be revealed, honestly. I think I'm more excited about that than what was in the hatch, you know what I'm saying? So can't wait for the next episode. Thanks for checking out today's. If you did enjoy it, please smash a like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.